fight night here in the IPW Underground Arena. 3 explosive bouts on the docket. Hopefully living up to the expectation. Can they fulfill it? It's only time will tell that story. So without further ado, let's get into the opening bout of the evening. We open up tonight's show with the Fireflies entering the arena. Which member of the Wyatt Six will be competing tonight here in the Underground? No matter who it may be, they are making their Underground debut. As the Fireflies light up, I believe we have Loomis entering the arena. The darkness filling the Underground as the slow walk to the ring for the Buzzard. Dexter Loomis, once a silent, creepy guy, now an outcast, a vulture, ready to swoop in, pick off the corpses. Tonight, looking for a victory in this one. But who will be against him? Well, that is certainly a big name. Already thrown the X up. He expects to injure Loomis.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 416 pounds, the Nigerian Giant, Omos!
Omos, ready for battle. Nigerian Giant is a hard man to deal with. Over 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. And tonight, he's going up against Dexter Loomis. Certainly Omos has the size advantage in this bout. The reach advantage as well. Loomis has his work cut out here for this one. As we ready ourselves for action here tonight on Underground. Referee gets us underway, and Loomis immediately making mistake trying to brawl with the big man. Omos missing. Loomis firing, but one mistake and you're in a world of trouble, as that is almost certainly a deadlift chokeslam from Omos, and now the claw placed on the skull of Loomis. Punches to the body from Dexter. Manages to get back to a vertical base, but Omos connecting with the roundhouse. Irish whip, backdrop from The Nigerian Giant, who, let's be honest, this match is going to be very difficult for Loomis, as he needs to wear down Omos. But currently, the big man is just rolling. Loomis hasn't really found the avenue in to deal with the stature, the giant nature that is Omos. Loomis makes a mistake turning his back on Omos here. Gets tossed back into the ring. Held up, bear hug applied. Loomis. Elbows to the back of the neck. A clap around the ears. Manages to get out of the grasp of Omos, but can't follow it up, maybe. He does manage to do so. Has Omos in the corner, but Nigerian Giant still strong, still powerful, hard to deal with right now. Just bats Loomis off. And he's heading outside. That's a guitar. And it's just smashed across the back. This is MMA rules where you can't get DQ'd for weapons. It's all legal. To win, you must KO or submit your opponent. Omos is standing outside, which is slightly scary. Allowing the referee here to reach a 5 count. The big man staying still. Loomis watching on. An 8 count. Now a 9. This is a count out. Well, I don't really know what to say about this one. Almost rolled through Loomis. Destroyed him throughout the majority of this match. And I think almost felt bad. Decided he'd done enough. Just stood as he was counted out.
Here is your winner, Dexter Loomis.
And with this victory, Loomis goes to 1-0. Via countout. Not the expected outcome here tonight, but it's what we get as we move into our second bout of the evening. From that interesting opener, we move into the women's knockout division.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing American-made from Knoxville, Tennessee, Ivy Nile.
Nile, here to fight, winning in her first match here on Underground via submission. Tonight, looking to maintain that run of form. Can she do so against a difficult opponent? We shall see as we welcome them into the Underground. It's one and only Nikita Lyons. An interesting bout in front of us We have the technical prowess, the submission game
Los Angeles, California, Nikita Lyons.
of Ivy Nile going against the raw power, agility, and overall explosive offense of Nikita Lyons. Firing up with that combination in the entrance. You can sense she is determined to knock out Nile here tonight. In my mind, this is going to be an even battle. Who will win, though? As we get ourselves underway, Nile has the cravat locked in. Nice early submission hold from Nile. Nikita firing back with some shots with her big boots. And able to follow up with a senton, and Nile just connects with one of her own big boots. Working over that leg here is Nile. Now the arm sets up very nicely for armbar offense or heel hooks, figure four leg locks, you name it. That style of wrestling, hell, maybe even an ankle lock. We obviously know Nile trains and has learnt from Chad Gable, so obviously that style of offense can come out from Nile as and when needed. And Nile calling Nikita up here. And corks some shots here. Big side kicks, and now kicks to the back of the leg, now to the stomach. Utilizing the wrist control to bring Nikita down as well. Solid offense from Nile, but Nikita's now starting to fire back with her own. Working over Nile, locking in a submission. Nile finds a way out of it. Connecting with the punches now. Jawbreaker. Takes down Nikita. Nile connecting with her big shots now. Picks the legs. Brings Nikita back up, just trying to exert as much energy out of Nikita here is Nile. Inverted slip there. Nile's boot gets caught here. Takes some big punches as well for being unable to connect. Spinning roundhouse misses from Nikita, but a springboard enziguri from Nile drops Nikita center of the ring. Submission hold applied. Nikita finds a way out of it. She's not going to be able to capitalize as a suplex out from Nile. Brings Nikita back down to the mat. Double axe handle connects here for Nile. She is setting up for victory. Nikita finds a way to avoid it. Whatever big move Nile had planned. Now a duck down. Hip toss. Brings Nile to the mat. And now Nikita calls up Nile for some kicking offense. Now the splits connect. Nikita has the submission once again applied. Nile finds a way out of it. And now wants to punish. Wheelbarrow German suplex. Nile heads up top. What could she be thinking? Hurricane Rana off the top. Runs the ropes. Drops the elbow and it busts open Nikita. Nikita bleeding. The red mist trickling down that temple. But Nikita's able to continue to fight. Has Niall trapped in the corner and is just choking with that big boot. Obviously tonight we have this submission match between these two stars. Certainly does favor Ivy Nile, but Nikita has her means to fight. As torture rack position here, Nile just chunking away. Utilize that submission to her work over Nikita. But Nile lets go of the hold. And now just wearing down Nikita Lyons. Tries to maybe look for a Dragon Sleeper. It's evaded, but Nikita taken up for a wasteland. And now hit with a splash. Nile must be thinking submission time sooner rather than later here. She is working very much over Nikita, who's really not been on any form of offense since she got busted open. Don't know what Nile was looking for there. Kind of missed. And it missed again. This time Nikita evades it. And now the spinning roundhouse connects. Down goes Nile, and Nikita's looking to put her out with the submission. Nile fights out of the hold. Now gets sent careening into the corner. There's press from Nikita, who is starting to get some momentum in this match. Working over that neck of Nile. And what's this? Who's coming out? Oh my word. That's the sound of Sol Ruka. Making her appearance known on Underground, but she's not here. And Nile's trying to capitalize. Nikita fights out of it. Takes the back of Nile. Side Russian leg sweep. Into some punches. Splits connecting. Nile, her sternum must be in so much pain, and this knee on the back gonna essentially make it so hard to breathe. Somehow Nile's staying alive in this match. Submission expert doing well here against Nikita. But them big boots will knock you well and truly out. And Nikita knows it. She knows she must wear down Nile, who connects with a rolling thunder. Dragon Sleeper applied. It's a reverse S-grip here. And Nikita taps out. I wasn't expecting that to be the tap out moment. But in the end, Nile weathered the storm of the splits, the spinning roundhouse kicks, to lock in the winning maneuver. The Dragon Sleeper effective as it guillotines realistically around the neck. It's an inverted guillotine. But your pressure is very much on the lower back as well as the neck, where you are choking them literally out. And as you can see here, Nile had it in tight. Practically making it impossible for Nikita to fight out of it unless she used some flexibility to kick the skull of Nile, but she doesn't have that, and Nile's victorious here. It seems we're at the show of the Nigerians. Once again, a Nigerian star the reigning NXT champion, is here on a conquest.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds.
The Ruler, main eventing tonight's episode of Underground. This MMA style matchup is set to be a brawl. Making his Underground debut here is the Ruler. This is Obafemi. Just brings that style. Well suited to this ring. But can he go through a guy looking to win in his third match here in the Underground? We know the best record currently in the men's side.
And his opponent, representing the Final Testament from Sin City, weighing in at 265 pounds, Karrion Kross.
We know the best record in the men's side of the Underground belongs to Kurt Angle with 3 submission victories. He is potentially going to be closely followed by Karrion Kross, who sits currently with a 1-1 record, winning by submission in his first outing. That was a triple threat match with a special guest referee, if I remember correctly. But tonight, Doomsday could potentially fall upon Obafemi, and the Ruler's kingdom could come crashing down here. We shall have to see, as Kross amped up for this. Oba looks relaxed, composed, ready for a war. Karrion looks agitated and fired up for this one. And they tie up to start this one off. Obafemi takes the headlock position, applying pressure to the neck here of Kross, who's in a bit of trouble. As a Ruler, obviously very powerful, takes the back now, has wrist control in this position. Just pulling back on the arm. Kross manages to find a way out of the hold. Takes now a headlock position on Femi. And is kind of giving Femi a taste of his own medicine here in this one. Both men brawling. Oba takes the back. Now has waist control instead of the arm in control. Kross takes Oba's back from that position. Quick transition out there by Karrion. And now, headlock takedown. Has Oba inside control. Wrenching back on the back of the forehead. Sorry, the back of the head. Kross working over Oba here. Transitions into north-south to deliver that knee. And Kross now begins to dissect Oba's vertical base. The Ruler, obviously very powerful, very tall in his own right. Power, realistically, for anyone comes from the legs and the hips to drive you up there. These two once again lock up, center of the ring, collar and elbow tie up. Kross takes advantage early with this wrist lock. Oba trades it back in his favor. wraps it around once more and yanking down on Cross. The ruler working hard over Carrion here. Once more. Wraps the wrist around his arms. Just applying the pressure here. Wrenching whenever possible. Making it so Carrion, his arms will be a weakness as the STO comes through. And Obafemi takes down Carrion Cross. Carrion running the ropes here. Delivering a PK more than anything there to Obafemi. The ruler, you may feel, may start to get cocky. That is a very nice maneuver, but what's this? Oh my. It's a member of the AOP coming out to ringside, and he's getting involved in the match. He kicks Obafemi, the referee, watching on as this happens. Gut wrench into a Death Valley driver. I believe it is Akam getting involved in this one. As Cross watching on, realizing the issue. Gets back to his feet and now locks in the armbar. He's going to need a little bit more than that to keep Obafemi down. Something that I would like to keep down is Akam outside the ring. But he is still there, and Obafemi just tossing Cross. The ruler has him in his sights. Cross fights out of it. Obafemi taken in the corner. Cross calling for the end. Lariat, back elbow, front forearm. And a punch to the back. Takes control. He's got the chicken win. Now it's a straight neck crank. Trying to choke the life out of the ruler. But he hasn't done enough damage just yet to keep Oba out this match, who's now going hunting for some weapons. That is a table. Slid into the ring. Cross, he's calling thumbs down, channeling his inner Batista, but he's caught. Manages to evade the big strike from Femi. Now, what is Cross looking for? Goes under the ring, pulls out a mallet. We're at the circus here for this one. And he knocks out Obafemi. The mallet enough to put an end to Obafemi, and Karrion Kross's record improves to 2-1 here tonight. I was not expecting that kind of outcome here, but it is a very, very nice one to see. But yes, as this match went on, Cross managed to just pick apart Femi. And this mallet being brought in, that's it, the knockout shot to the back. He does a good job here, Cross, to secure victory in our main event. And neither Nigerian competing tonight won. But one thing's for sure, it's not the last time we see them compete. As potentially, we have a rivalry building between Akam, the Authors of Pain, and Obafemi. We'll see you next Tuesday for prime time. Don't want to miss it. Peace out.
Never never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big